Meb from SixSq. This is the first part of a three-part video that is a walkthrough the user configuration in SlipStream. So the first thing we'll do is go to the SaaS managed by SixSq. I've created here a new account called Meb99 through the standard registration process. So we'll just log in with the credentials provided by email through the process. Then we get to the standard welcome page. Now top right corner we'll go and edit the account. So by the beginning there's not much to see here, so we'll just click on the edit button to go and configure the account. So the first thing to do is probably to change the password from the one that was provided by email. And then we'll just focus in the different sections, this first video focusing on the general section here. So the first thing to do is to set the default cloud that we want. This instance of SlipStream is configured with two connectors, one for Exoscale and the other one for Amazon EC2. So the default is the first one in this case. We'll keep that default. Then the second section will control the way SlipStream handles the cloud resources at the end of a deployment. Okay, so the first section, the first radio button will basically say if everything goes well during the deployment, so the scripts have deployed okay and the application is in place, then that's great, keep it running, which is the typical use case of application deployment, right, which is the default. But on the contrary, if things went wrong, a script failed for whatever reason, then by default here we don't tick this option, which means release the cloud resources and send me the reports. Okay, we obviously can change those depending on whether we want to implement a use case of application deployment, or on the contrary, maybe more in a DevOps context where we're connected to a continuous integration server. Then we might want to let the machines being released by SlipStream at the end of a successful deployment, and then keep them running when something goes wrong so we can investigate. Okay, so the second section is to host the public part of an SSH key. So if you are not aware or unclear of what that is, then just put whatever string. SlipStream needs something, so no key will do. For example, in a Windows context, it makes little sense. But if you do want to be able to SSH into the virtual machines, then you need a SSH public key here. If I've switched gears to a terminal, here's my standard public key that you can put in there. If you don't have one, then here's a quick reminder how to do that. So you can type in SSH minus keygen, and this will basically generate a new pair of public and private SSH keys. So you want to always keep hold of the private part. This is the secret that should never leave your machine or your infrastructure, and only put in SlipStream the public part, so that you can SSH into the virtual machines that the SlipStream deployed. Now this is, here's how to copy it, either by copy and paste or using pcopy, which is a safer way to copy strings across. And this is important because SlipStream guarantees that whatever the cloud, whatever the contextualization and so on, we always guarantee that this public key gets delivered to the virtual machines, so that you can always talk to those machines that way. Now this other parameter is the timeout. So by default, after 30 minutes, if a deployment has taken longer than that, SlipStream will fail and release, and based on the options that you've defined here, will either leave it running or not. So you can change that if you want. And the last one is the verbosity level in the logs that are generated and in the reports that are sent back to SlipStream at the end of the deployment. Voila! So here's how to configure the first section of SlipStream. The next two videos will focus on the specific cloud configuration for EC2 and Exoscale. Now you just have to save, and you're done. Okay, so I hope you found this video useful. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and thank you for watching. Thank you. Bye bye.